PSY 313. Section 8. Types of migration behavior. Different migration behaviors have been identified among animals, and these include the following. 1. Seasonal migration. This is the type of migration that occurs mainly as a result of changes in seasons. When the weather condition changes and is no longer favorable, many animal species tend to move to places where their survival is guaranteed. Most migration behaviors are seasonal. 2. Latitudinal migration. This type of migration involves the movement of animals from region to the other as a result of changes in temperature. The typical example of an animal that exhibits latitudinal migration is the geese, that migrates southward during the winter to return when winter is over. In the northern hemisphere, the winters are colder as you move north and warmer as you move south. On the other hand, summers in the north can be rich in food, especially in the far north where summers are short, but the days are very long. By moving from north to south and back to north again, geese experience changes in climatic conditions and change in the location that offers the most suitable condition, only to move again from there once the climate is no longer favorable. 3. Altitudinal migration. When animals change position by moving from higher altitudes to lower ones, they are said to engage in altitudinal migration. Altitudinal migration describes movements of animals up and down major land features, such as mountains, valleys, and so on. For example, while food may be plentiful in alpine meadows in summer, the winters will be colder and have more snow as you move higher up. Many animals take advantage of the summers by moving to higher altitudes, and they move to lower, more moderate elevations during the winter. Doe sheep, for instance, are seasonal, altitudinal migrants that spend summer near the top of mountains, ranges, and then winter at lower elevations where there is less snow and food easier to find. 4. Reproductive migration. Some animals change locations when they want to bear their young. This type of migration is known as reproductive migration. A mother crocodile or wildebeest may migrate from one area to the other to bear its young because the new area offers better security and protection from predators for the young. The movement can also be due to the availability of good shelter for the young. Furthermore, safety may also mean the presence of conducive habitats suitable for the proper development of the young at this time than when it is older. A typical example of a productive migrant is salmon. Salmon are reproductive migrants that start their lives in freshwater streams, move to the open ocean for their adult lives, then return to their home stream to lay eggs. 5. Nomadic migration. When animals move from one location to the other, sometimes from a known location to an unknown one, they are said to engage in nomadic migration. Because this type of movement is not restricted to known areas only, it is sometimes referred to as wandering behavior. 6. Removal migration. When animals move to a place and do not return back to their initial home, this is referred to as removal migration. Removal migration may occur because resources are no longer available or have become scarce. For instance, when resources such as food, water, or shelter become depleted or scarce in a particular area, animals living in that area will migrate to other places. Environmental changes such as forest fire, flooding, invasive plant species, or human development may precipitate removal migration also. Another cause of removal migration is overpopulation. This happens when the resources have not changed, but the animal population in a place gets too big, necessitating that many of them leave to find food, water, and shelter elsewhere. Locusts are a good example of insects that engage in large-scale removal migration. 7. Partial migration. The most common type of migration among animals is partial migration. Partial migrants means that some, but not all, members of a species move away from their breeding grounds during the non-breeding season. Species like red-tailed auk, herring gull, and the golden eagles are partial migrants over much of their North American range. 8. Complete migration. The movement of practically all members of species, birds or other animals, from one geographical area to another during non-breeding season is known as complete migration. The migration is complete because all members are involved in the movement. Researchers have observed that many North American birds are complete migrants. Complete migrants travel incredible distances, sometimes more than 15,000 miles, 25,000 kilometers per year. The wintering areas for most complete North American migrants are South and Central American, the Caribbean Basin, and the southernmost United States. Arctic terns are complete migrants that spend all year in summer by alternating subpolar regions in the northern and southern hemisphere. End of study section 8 and end of PSY 313. Thank you for listening.